Hello, I'm Ryan Matthews, host and co-producer of the RPM show. SyFy has a new original series called Being Human, starring Sam Witwer and Sam Huntington. This tells the story of a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost who suddenly become roommates. The vampire, whose name is Aiden, played by Sam Witwer, who you may remember as Davis Bloom, aka Doomsday. He was on Smallville back in Season 8. Sam Huntington played the character of Jimmy Olsen in Superman Returns back in the year 2006. So you have two members of the Superman universe here, which I think is really cool. Sam Huntington plays Josh. He is a werewolf. And the premise of this show is that these are two close friends, and they both work at a hospital as nurses. And they want to try to be as human as possible. They want to try to live a normal life. So what they end up doing is they buy a house, a townhouse, and they find out that it is inhabited by a ghost, the previous tenant, whose name is Sally. We don't know how she came to be a ghost. She said she fell asleep one night, and the next she was dead. So her death is a little bit of a mystery. She also says that she can't leave the house where she is, so she's basically confined to that house. So I wonder what's going to happen with that in the future. Now, I got to give SyFy props. Normally, they don't come out with too many good original series, but this one is the exception, plus Warehouse 13, which I am a fan of. But Being Human, I think, is really cool. Now, granted, we've seen the vampires, we've seen the werewolves, we've seen ghosts, we've seen these stories done before 100 times. But this one sheds kind of a different light on it. It's a different premise. And I like what SyFy's done. I like the drama, I like the comedy that's thrown into it, with Josh being the kind of the comic relief. And also you have appearances by Mark Pellegrino, who was on ABC's Lost, so that's kind of cool. So you have a pretty good cast here, a young, well-established cast. So I give Being Human, I give it 3.5 stars out of 4. I really liked it. It has some good stories, some good subplots. Aiden, the person who kind of like runs the place as far as vampires are concerned, his name is Bishop, and he's trying to lure Aiden back into the order, so to speak, and Aiden doesn't want to have any part of that. He wants to stop drinking human blood. He wants to find another way to find blood and all that stuff. Josh hasn't been out with a girl in a long time, so he's, trying to find a date, and it's not going very well for him. It's very funny. But we want to hear what you think about this. Do you think SyFy did a good job with this series? Is it a good show? Is it worth watching? What do you think of the cast members of this? Send us an email, ryan@therpmshow.com. Also, you can catch up with full episodes of our show if you go to www.therpmshow.com, and you can also network with us on facebook.com/therpmshow. Take care and enjoy the rest of this television season.